Okay, let me get us live streamed to Facebook and then we'll get started. 1 second.
Oh, it looks so lovely.
One second. Always takes a little minute to get going. It's working. It's working. Hold on.
Hi, Scooter. Oh, there's Scooter. You want to help me with the show? Go tell the ladies.
Oh my gosh, my connection's being crazy. Come on, come on. Come on, don't do this.
Hey, at least you know how to do it. I don't even know how to on a live.
Sometimes it goes on, sometimes it doesn't, so we'll see. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, you have a little one on your lap too.
It says it's preparing the live. I'm not sure what is going on, but go ahead and get started for sake of time.
Okay.
Hey, Nail Nation, I'm super excited for our Leader Tips call today. We have our very own Hillary Checketts on with us. She's a senior executive director, and she's really amazing at juggling everything. She's a full-time hairstylist, and she recently moved to Texas, and she still travels back a couple times a month to go to Utah and take care of her clients there.
Actually,
And
the opposite. I moved from Texas to Utah.
I got that wrong.
But yeah, I do travel once a month.
To Utah, so she travels back to Utah or travels back to, anyways, yeah, she's all over the place, and she's talking to everybody publicly. She always is posting that she nailed somebody here and there, and so I wanted her to give us some tips on how she approaches people in public and how she just opens her mouth and talks to people and expands her business that way. So go ahead and dive right in, Hillary.
Okay, thanks, Cody. I am honored that you have invited me to join the team page and share some thoughts that I have. I've always kind of been an open person, and I make friends easily, but you know, once in a while there's that little thought in the back of my head. I don't want to talk to them. What if? And so don't think that you have to be super friendly and outgoing and meet all the people, because, you know, each of us has that, should I say something? What if they don't like it? What if they think I'm strange or whatever? So we all experience that. Don't think that everybody doesn't, because we do. When I find somebody that I think would maybe like to hear about the product, I first of all ask them if they've ever heard of Color Street, and sometimes they say yes. Oh yes, my friend does that. Oh, you know what? That's great. I'm so glad you love the product. I know. Say goodbye to Scooter. And you know, sometimes they're like, no, I haven't. What is that? You know, at our last leadership summit, we were at a convention center, and there was another really big group of people there. And so several times in the elevator, I was asked, so what's Color Street? Or tell me about this nail polish. And 2 different times I actually put samples on people. And the first time was 2 different women And they just asked what it was. And I said, well, here, can I show you? Would you like to try a sample? Can I put a sample on you? Those are some of the verbiage that you can use. And they said, yeah, that'd be great. And so we chatted about it. And I always tell them all of, I share the talking points, the actual facts about Color Street. It's 100% nail polish. It comes off with polish remover. You can put it on acrylic. You can put it on natural nails. It's going to last around 10 days. You can get your hands wet as soon as you're done. And I'm saying all of these things while I'm putting the sample on them. So they're engaged, and I also try and create a two-way conversation with them. And that first question always is, have you heard of or tried Color Street before? And then, we'll put the sample on, and while and again, telling them all those great things, but also clarifying how Color Street is going to be a benefit to them. So ask questions like, do you prefer a gel over a polish, or do you go to the salon, or what are some of the things that frustrate you about polish, so that you can combat that with the great things about Color Street. But clarifying how that can help them is key. Everybody wants to know how somebody can help them. If it's not going to help them, they're not interested in it. And in turn, you're explaining why it's unique. There's nothing like Color Street on the market. There's just not. It has a lot of unique properties. There are similar things, but nothing quite exactly like it. And always we get the, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was so cool. And then, you just kind of expound on that, and how, yeah, that's the reaction that everybody gets. Everybody that I put this on just absolutely loves it. And then you close with, can I get information from you so that I can follow up with you? And a lot of times they'll just give you a business card, or they'll, you can have them join your Facebook group right there, or give your business card and say, here's my information, and explicitly, this is my phone number, my website, my Facebook group, blah, blah, blah. And so you can connect with me here. You always want to try and get their information, but sometimes people don't want to give it out. And so at least you've touched them and made a connection with them. Let's see, I'm just checking out my notes here. Oh, husband. And if you're nervous about sharing, practice with your kids, practice with your friends, practice with your sponsor. They're safe people. They're not going, they might laugh at you because that's what people close to us do, but that kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to feel calmer and have a little bit more confidence. But even if you're really good at it, practice it. Meeting new people just off the fly it's nerve-wracking for anybody, I think. So so identify. I'm just going to go over these 5 little steps. Identify who you are and how you can help them, or who you help. Sorry. Identify your why. Explain why it's unique and how it solves problems. So these kind of all mesh together, but there's sort of these little steps that kind of go together. And then 4, your call to action. So you request to connect with them. And this is where you ask them, is entrepreneurship something you've considered before? Or have you considered having your own business? There's nothing wrong about offering the opportunity to them at this point. Again, there's somebody that you don't know, somebody that you might not ever see again. And so, hey, why not? why not say, hey, I have a great opportunity. If you're interested, let me know. I'd be happy to share more with you about that. And then again, practice and revise as you go along. I listened to a couple of YouTube videos and just some tips that I got from that. First of all, tips from me: always have samples ready. I've been caught without my sample in the bag more than once and have regretted it. And always be willing to ruin your manicure. If they don't want to see it on themselves, say, hey, can I show you on me? Can I show you on my spouse or my person that's with me? You know, don't be afraid to ruin your manicure to maybe get a sale. Have I ever tried something like, what does that say? Can I get your info? I'd love to send you a free set to finish your look. Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking for their information. And you know, if you feel like that it's a good investment to send a free set to them, yeah. So a couple more little tips of communication. Your story has to be relative to what you want the listener to do. You want them to purchase something or to join your Facebook group. So what you're telling them and what you're talking about, you want to get an end result. And so always come back to that in the end and ask for what you want them to do. Be simple and clear and focused. This goes back to practice, conscious decisions about what you're going to say or do. So always have a plan, and always be professional. You know, if you meet somebody for the very first time, you want their first impression of you to be that you are a professional. And then, you know, talk about things that you can back up. Be certain about the things that you say. And that will translate confidence. And confidence is not about being confident. It's about them being confident about you and what you're saying. And that kind of struck a chord with me. It's like, oh, well, if what I'm saying is backed up and I can say that with confidence, I don't have to worry about me. They don't have to believe in me, which we want them to, but they can start by believing in our product. A couple of tips about kind of like your body language and creating a rapport with someone is that you want to find a commonality. So strike up the conversation with a comment about their clothing or their people that they're with, or the weather, or the event that you're at. And these are all tips from, oh my gosh, his name just left me. It'll come back. And people, so if you mirror people, they like that. If you copy their movements, the way that they speak, not necessarily their accent, but the speed, yeah, don't copy their accent because they'll pick a fake one out just in a heartbeat. But the speed that they speak at, the tone, the excitement level, mirror their posture. So if they lean back, it's okay for you to lean back. If they get closer to you, that's okay for you to be close, but don't you get too close to them, because nobody wants to talk to you when you're this far close to them. And most people will back away. Eye contact is key. Looking at them in their eye translates confidence and truth. Let's see. And touch. So one awesome thing about sampling them, putting a sample on them, is that you get to touch them. So that touching their hands is such a connection that you don't get in a lot of other businesses. Now, if you aren't to that point yet, just a slight touch to the shoulder, or the arm or the shoulder, anything like that is usually okay. But you can tell most of the time when people are okay with touch. I usually ask, like if I've had a conversation with someone and we're really excited, I say, "Are you a hugger? Can I give you a hug by the time we're done?" And a lot of times people are like, "No, but thank you." And we shake hands. And also mirror their handshake. If they give you a firm handshake, shake a firm hand. If they give you the little fishy shake, well, be the fishy shake. You want to always mirror what they're doing. Let's see. And letting go of your agenda is also very important. We're here to share something that can be great for them. It doesn't have anything to do with us. If it's an opportunity, or Color Street is an opportunity, but it's also a product that can change your life. Talk about how it can help them, and unless you're relaying a story of how it's helped you, always talk about how it can help them. And be interested in what they're saying to you. Right now, at the very first we meet them, we're sharing all of this information about Color Street, just kind of dumping on them. Pause for a minute and be willing to listen to what they have to say. So to be interesting, you've got to be interested in what they're saying. That's kind of the mirroring too. It's just like, don't be the only one that talks. Be a good listener. And then also with the confidence, be authentic. Don't be fake and try and be somebody that you are not, because that comes across as fake. People can pick up on it. Being yourself is all that you need. Being genuine is more endearing than being what you think somebody else wants. And I'll finish up with, always be cheerful. Have a smile on your face. If it's not making you happy, why would it make them happy? So always just have a smile. You don't have to be like, but be happy. Be and share your joy with them. Your joy will translate. Your energy will transfer to them. And being playful and happy also releases tension. So, you can kind of, breathe before you take that first step to make that first introduction. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I have to say. Anything else?
Awesome. Great tips. I have a whole page of scribbly notes.
Great.
I was writing down, and it's so funny. Like, this is something we all need to be doing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And why are we scared? Because somebody shared it with us. So why are we scared to share it with somebody else? So many good points in there. It's so much more than just handing out a sample. And I'm so guilty of this. It is the touch. It is the emotional connection. It is actually sharing your why and giving your business pitch right there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do that. Some things that I like that you said is having a two-way conversation and asking those questions. And you have them right there while you're applying those things. That's when you stick in your why. And that's when you ask, I love your questions of, do you go to the salon, or what frustrates you about polish? And do you like gel or polish? Things like that, just getting them talking and a dialogue. It's not just, here's a sample, contact me, let me know what you think. It's so much more. There's like an art to it. So thank you so much for those tips. And I am going to implement these and I cannot wait to try these. Stephanie says, OMG, 2 pages of notes, thanks.
Awesome.
She asked, how do you approach guys?
Okay, so that was the funny thing. If I'll post the picture that Cody posted the picture, but I'll post the story in underneath it. So the guys that saw me in the elevator, they're just like, so what is Color Street? And so, like I said, it was a very funny experience and very fast paced. And that's the other thing, you got to be quick. You got to be ready to be quick, because nobody wants to stand around for 5 minutes to learn about Color Street. The elevator maybe takes 30 seconds nowadays. It's like, and you're there. Or there's somebody standing in line behind you at the barista at the coffee shop, which, was the case with me. But with guys, I ask them, so, have you heard of Color Street? Does your wife use that? Or do you have a significant other that could use this? If so, here's my card and a sample. I love the new cards that have the sample and alcohol prep pad on it, because you can just tape your business card to the back and say, here, give this to someone that you think might like this. So I don't have, guys are not out of the question, because typically they have somebody that will use it. Do you have a family member, a significant other? I never say wife. I always say a significant other, because you never know if they're married or if they are dating a guy or whatever. It doesn't matter. Or kids, or, I don't treat them any differently. If I'm at a vendor fair, I typically don't, well, I will tease them. I'm like, all right, honey, I got something for you. and typically they laugh. But sometimes then their wife will come and talk to me. So I'm never afraid to approach the guy. I'm just like, we've got clear. Come on, don't you want a nice looking manicure? So there's, with clear, it's safe. So I'm never afraid to approach a guy about it.
I love that. Awesome. You literally can talk to everybody, because if they're a dude, they know a woman, they have a mom, they probably have a sister. I mean, anyone could benefit. And you could be like, here, get some brownie points at home.
Right.
Give your significant other a gift and let me know what she thinks. Something like that. So,
yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions, you guys? You can unmute yourself, or you can post them in the chat. Otherwise,
Donica says that she feels like she has to practice to get it down to a good time. And you're right. It's master those talking points that you think are really important. 100% nail polish, comes off with polish remover. You can wear it on any type of nail. And then come out with a big statistic that's going to blow somebody away.
Yeah, and I liked how you shared like, how will it improve their life? Because oftentimes I'm like, it's so fun and it's so pretty, you'll love it. But it's like, how is it going to change their life? Like you said, like,
manicure anywhere in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can put your hand in your purse when you're done.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I say you can zip your pants up when you're done, but that's.
You can run your fingers through your hair.
Fingers through your hair. Yeah. I mean, you can change a diaper. Didn't you do that, Donica?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Change a diaper and wash your hands right after, and voila.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is how it will change their life. It's just the ease of it and no spilling.
Yes, absolutely. So just as we end this call, I want you guys to think about how many opportunities are missed every day because you're just walking by people and not saying anything, not even opening your mouth. So think of it that way. You're missing out on so many opportunities if you're not talking to people out in public. So I challenge you all to go nail somebody this week and exchange contact info and build that relationship. It's not just hand them a sample and hope that they contact you. So thank you so much, Hillary. We
Oh,
appreciate
you're welcome.
your example of doing this. And we'll talk to you soon, guys, and I will get the recording up. Everyone have a fabulous day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Cody.